Let me tell you everything that's going wrong right now. I've been looking forward to filming this all week. I just get home so exhausted from teaching that I could not muster the motivation to film a tutorial during the weekday, and so all week I've been looking forward to Saturday morning. I'm gonna film this whole tutorial. It's gonna be great. Last night, I just knew things were not gonna go my way. Woke up, have a little bit of a sore throat, hence the hot tea. What am I doing right now? Oh yeah, this is a tutorial on how to make a mini emotional man. This was the original one I made. Then I made this one to try to adjust the proportions. The problem is that I swear, I wrote down the body count and the limb count on this guy and put it somewhere. And I've spent the last 20 minutes scouring through my desk, scouring through the notes on my phone, and I cannot find it all where I wrote it down. So maybe I just thought, oh, I can totally remember it. Shut face. No, I can't remember it. So, I'm gonna take 5 minutes to regroup and figure out what I'm doing. Then I will be right back. Hello, 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 hookers, crafters, and laymen alike. My name is Evelyn. You may remember last year when I made my tutorial for my emotional knit min. I love my boys, but I want something a little bit smaller for my classroom, which is why I created the mini emotional man. I teach preschool at my local public school, and I'm really excited to be able to bring these in once I have all of the emotions done, put them in our calm corner, and then, especially for my students who are nonverbal, they can identify their emotions using one of these emotional animals. I've also made patterns for both the large and the small ones, which you can purchase on Etsy or just use my free tutorials here. Let's get started. Here's everything you need to make your own set of emotional men. A 22 peg circular knitting machine, 2 12mm safety eyes, scissors, a tapestry needle, the yarn colors you want for your emotions. I'm using Hobby Lobby's I Love This yarn. The yellow is called Yellow, and some stuffing. I've done my best to count the rounds for his limbs and his body. We're gonna go with...
Yeah, I'm gonna stop it right here. It ended up being too small and I had to make another guy. Just a little disclaimer, I will not be explaining how to use a circular knitting machine. This is just a tutorial assuming you already have the background knowledge on using the machine.
It's actually been multiple days since that last clip. I don't even know what I've said at this point, but I wasn't super thrilled with this one, so I made an example one, and I felt this guy was a little bit too small, so I made another one, and then I made another one the same size but stuffed it slightly different. So here's how to make these. I'm gonna make a little green guy. For the body, I'm going to cast on and work 62 rounds. All 4 limbs are gonna be the same. I'm gonna cast on and work 12 rounds.
In case you're curious, my machine is an AliExpress Professional. I used to have a little Centro and it quickly broke. The AliExpress is more expensive, but I think the longevity and quality of work makes it worth it. I've had no problems with it and it's 2 years old. From cast on to cast off, it took 1 minute 38 seconds to make a limb. These little guys work up so fast. At this point, I like to cinch both ends. My rings always get caught and pull the fibers, so I have to take them off.
Then we're gonna double the work, so you're gonna fold it in on itself so it's doubled. Make sure that you cinch both ends securely.
The clip I got making this smaller yellow body shows what I'm doing better, so I'm gonna jump to that for a second.
I like to put the yarn through a few more stitches at the top. Pull it tight. Put some knots in it.
Knot both ends together. Then flip it right side out and tuck the ends inside. Now onto prepping the limbs. First, fold it in half. I find it's easiest to stick my fingers in both ends and pull outwards. Then you have to roll it and mattress stitch it closed. This is by no means a tutorial, but in case you forgot, to mattress stitch, you pick up a loop in the center of the V from one side, then the loop in the center of the V from the other side. You just work your way up, making sure you're following the same column of V's. I don't really know how else to explain it. There's a lot of tutorials out there if you need more help. The final look pulls the stitches seamlessly closed, so you can hardly tell where they are connected. When done right, it's very satisfying. Eyeball time! First, measure 1.5 inches from the top and place an eye there. Then measure 3/4 of an inch across and place the other eye there. Make sure that they're both the same distance from the top before securing the backs on. Just so you're aware, safety eyes are not recommended for children under 3, so if you're planning on giving these to younger children, be sure to stitch the eyes on or use felt and glue them. Now you're ready to stuff. From experience, I've learned that it's better to overstuff than understuff. Just make sure that you don't stuff it so much that the stitches are stretched and you can see the stuffing through it. Next, cut a piece of yarn. I like to cut mine about 2 feet long. Then I thread it around the bottom to create a drawstring. Now we can cinch it closed like a sphincter. Knot the ends together and then weave them in. Sometimes when you knot them together, it doesn't fully pull the bottom closed, so you have to use the ends to go back around the cinched part until it's nice and tight. To make the neck, cut another long strand of yarn. Count 4 stitches down from the eyes and place the yarn there all the way around the body. Then tie it tight to form the body and the head. It can be tricky to knot it while keeping tension. Double wrapping the yarn or putting the end through the X twice can help keep that tension. I like to make the neck more secure by mattress stitching around the piece of yarn. Grab a V from the head right above the neck, then grab a V from the same place right below the neck, and continue all the way around. I just realized that I never showed how to do the face, and I suppose that's because it's different for every emotion. Here are some step-by-step picture directions for the happy face. Again, there's lots of tutorials out there on stitching a face if you need more directions. Here I'm knotting the 2 neck ends together, and then I'm going to weave them inside the body. On to the limbs! There should be 2 yarn ends coming off each limb. With the short one, I like to insert it into the body where I want the arm attached and out the back. Then I do the same with the other arm and I knot them together. This is an unnecessary step, but keeps them roughly in the spot where I want to sew them on. Stitching the arm onto the body is done in the same way the neck was closed. I take a V from the body, and then I take a V from the arm in about the same place. Try to hold the arm so that it's downward facing, so that when you get done stitching it, it's sort of down. I don't feel like this is making much sense, but basically if you're not careful, your arms might shoot straight out or upward in a yay position. Just take some finagling, but eventually you can get them down. After you stitch all the way around the arm, you're going to want to make sure you throw in a few knots, and then I like to poke the yarn in out the back, and then on the other arm I poke it in the same spot, and I tie them together, and then I weave them inside the body. I don't know. I have an irrational fear that the arms are going to just pop off, so I probably put a few too many knots in there. The legs are the same as the arms. I just want to reassure you that you do not need to stitch the limbs on perfectly in one go. It's fairly easy to undo stitches and try again. When I first started, I had to take off limbs and try again because I wasn't happy with the placement. Oh, here's how to make a knot. Put the needle through a few strands, sort of like a regular stitch. But before pulling it tight, slip the needle back through the loop you just created and then pull it tight. That was a little late, but better than never, I suppose. Hide all the ends inside and trim the extra. And look at that, you're done. Next morning, same shirt. This guy is done. I love the size of these things. Let me show you all of them. Oh my goodness. I will be putting these guys in a little basket in my calm corner for my preschoolers. They can just hold them and identify the emotion they're feeling, especially if they're nonverbal. This will help them to communicate with me their emotions. If you're still here, let me know which little guy is your favorite, and if you have another emotion that you think I should try to do. If you prefer a pattern to make these little guys, I have one link to my Etsy down below. As always, thank you so much for being here, and later, hookers!